Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I am on day 9 of Creep on June. I actually did day 9 and filmed it and then was not happy with my end results, and rather than try to fix it, now we're late. So what I did is I did a hidden paper clip tab thing, but I made the tab too deep here. This is close to an inch, like 7/8 of an inch high, and it's just way too high. It sticks up above the journal when it's in the book, and I don't want it that high, but I do want it that deep. So I'm going to see if I can create this without it messing up. I need that fold right there. That's the one. So this one here needs to be, let's go 3 inches. One, 2, 3 ish inches. About like that. So then that would be normally the way that I do it, well, that's backwards for one thing. Is I use the legs of the paper clip to fold on. And that is actually one of the reasons why that's too short. Because I need it to come down, but, that doesn't work. Because you need the legs of the paper clip to be where it's folded. It has to fold at the legs of the paper clip. The top does not. The top can be longer, so it will be shorter. So I could use either one of those, because they wind up about the same. Okay, after much faffing about to see if I could get it longer, the answer is no. Because your paper clip determines the length of the hidden paper clip part of it. You can make it a little bit longer. I think I can make it a little bit longer, but the problem is that then this bottom part here may not actually go on to the page. So this is the long side of the paper clip here, like so. And then on the short side, I've folded it longer than the long side. And normally what I would do is pull it up like this, which really only makes your paper clip about two-ish inches deep, which is about the size of the paper clip itself. And then you can put your tab at the top like so. And then either tuck this leg in here and glue this above. If you do it that way, you wind up like with a huge long tab and you'll hate it. Like, it won't be the way that you want it. It will stick out of your book this much, which is silly. Then you could fold it back like this and kind of determine how big you want it. About 1/2 inch here between the top of your paper clip and here will give you a good tab depth. And then cut off the extra down here. And then I was thinking if I go like that, and then come up, I can still get about 1/2 inch and then glue that inside, like so. Just gonna trim off this little white bit. Before you do any of this, what you can do is take your paper clips out, use a corner rounder and round your corners here and here. And then now I have to remember how these go back on. Ah, great. Goes inside. You don't need to round this one, it's going to be hidden. And like so. So that'll come up. Now you've got a little bit of a rounded edge on what will be your outside. And actually, before you put your paper clips in, you can round what will be your bottom edge. You can also do this one at the end. I'm doing a double paper clip because I found that a single one didn't push onto my page well enough, and I was not quite happy with it. I'm also going to round this one just in case part of it shows, even though it's a little bit shorter. That works. Do not round this one if you're doing a tab out of it. If you're not doing a tab, you could round that and be done with it, but then you can just fold it as is. So you've got a paper clip here and here. So what you want to do I am going to put some washi tape on, no, actually, yeah, I'm going to put some washi tape here where I originally was going to fold it. So right here, just to strengthen that a little bit. Fairly sure I have some washi tape. I do. Doesn't matter what it looks like. It's going on the inside. It's just for stability. Provided I can get my glue to actually work. There. And I think here too. I'm going to do it here as well. I put so many folds in this thing trying to figure out how to make it work. Realistically, I could print another piece of paper. I do have another one, but I don't like how where I cut it. Just to say I could cut another one. You won't have to do this if you fold it right. So if you want to follow along, make a fold 1.5 inches from the bottom and do 2 notches. And then a fold another 2 inches. Well, the depth of the other one doesn't matter. Don't measure it. It's the depth of your paper clip, which is usually about 2 inches. And you're going to put the long legs into that and then fold up from there like so. And then normally what I would do is I would push this one to the height of the short legs, but I'm not going to do that. I'm leaving it a little bit longer so that the depth from here to where my next fold is going to be about 3-ish inches. Not quite 3 inches, a little bit under 3 inches. I would make it 3 inches, but that would make the tab too tall. So what you want to do is you want to glue your back to your paper clips. So put glue inside where the paper clips are, like so. All the way around down to the roundy edge, not on your mat. You know, do as I say, not as I do. Kind of thing, like so. And then just push that up and burnish it down a little bit. And this is a good time to make sure that it's nice and square. The next thing I'm going to do is glue the long part here, which is about 2.25 inches from the fold to the end of it. It doesn't need to be, it could be a little bit longer. You just want to make sure it's short enough that it will go inside this flap here. Again, I'm putting glue inside the legs of the paper clip. I'm not gluing, I glue here like around, but also glue all the way from the fold line here, which is hard to see because I had printed on the back of this, and this whole section. And then adhere it down. It's a little bit short. I'm not that worried about it. And then you could, if you wanted to, round the edges of here and here, but I'm going to try to make it look like I didn't actually glue it on the top. You can also do it so that you put this side up first and then glue this one down on top of this and glue this one all the way to the bottom and round the edges of the bottom so that it lines up and it's almost seamless. The only reason I don't like to do that is there is the potential for this lip here to catch on your paper and prevent the paper clip from going on whatever it is that you're trying to clip down, and I'd prefer not to do that. So at that point in time, you have basically a hidden paper clip, and you could be done with that. That would be good enough to hold a tab or a tag or whatever ephemera that you want in your junk journal. And just to double check that that's not too stupid like the last one. It goes on, and it's definitely not too deep. Yeah, I like that way better. Way better. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the top bit into a tab using my notch punch. What I do here is I just line up the center of the notch and I just push, and now I have a little tab. And a tab. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a cluster on my tab without extra bits. I mean, you could put extra bits. So this is just my cheesecloth. When I'm making these little funny clusters, I usually start with cheesecloth because it gives all kinds of interest in it. It helps me figure out where I want to go. And then I want to use this. I really like that. And I think I'll use that. This is, I think, washi tape that I stuck to cardstock. Use that. And I think one of these little tabs. I am going to make it somewhat similar to the other one I did because I like how that looked. These things are washi tape that I stuck to cardstock. The idea comes from Crafty by Tony. She does it all the time. She makes her ephemera from washi tape all the time. And then I have that, no, that color doesn't go with that. Oh, and the poem from day 9 is mountains toppling evermore in two seas without a shore, seas that relentlessly aspire, restlessly aspire, surging unto skies of fire. So I think I'm going to put that on first. I did kind of grunge it up a bit to begin with. our cheesecloth down. Gonna trim that off a bit. That's a bit long. That would definitely interfere with it going on the page properly. And this came out of a magazine. It says Atkinson and Barker's Royal Infants Preservative. Okay. Is that like not going there? Just not going there. Where'd I put that little? There it is. If you're doing a cluster with these little things that hang out like this, don't put glue on the part that hangs out, if you can help it. Or if you're like me, you'll forget and you put glue everywhere and then go, oh shoot, I didn't want to put glue there. That happens to me quite frequently. These little numbers come from Witchcraft Do You Do. I think they're their Bits and Bobs kit. There's so much in there. I never worry too much either about what it looks like. I'm just putting things. That's so funny. Royal Infants Preservative. Yeah. I found this little round. I don't even know what that's from. Might have been one of my AI things. Might have been washi tape. I also have these little round ones. That's got a number on it. I like numbers. And I know there's a number on it, but let's put more numbers on it. And then let's take our crocodile, put a brat or a eyelet in it. A thing, you know, one of those. Yeah, I haven't put my doohickeys away yet. Can kind of catch that cheesecloth in there a little bit. Just because I can. And I have so many washers in here, but they're so hard to find. They fall to the bottom. So and then you could put like a dangle in there if you felt like it. Let me put things away. I was putting things away and I found that little thing. I have to use it. This is from Tracy Fox's postal kit, and it's printed something like 9 to a page, so it's like really, really, really tiny. And I think it might actually be from one of the elements, one of the page elements that I cut out. So it's even smaller than the ephemera that's in the kit. I tend to do that quite frequently, where I work a bit like in miniature, just because, I don't know, I find it quite amusing to do things smaller than you're supposed to. So this was my prototype. This tab part is way too tall, so it doesn't fit nicely in a on a page. This one should work. Oh, apparently I wrecked the tab that goes with the page of day 8. Trying to put that on though, which is definitely not good. If you find it a little tight, like this one actually appears to be, what you can do is just gently pull it apart the tiniest little bit. You don't want to pull it apart too much, or it won't stay on your page. But if it's a little tight like that, there. And I think that shouldn't be, yeah, that's not too bad. It's still going to stick out some, but it's not nearly as bad. And I think I could have actually got it down a little bit further, but it's being a little bit resistant on this. This is a ledger paper, and it's not very heavyweight. It's not a lot heavier than regular copy paper. These things would go on easier if you were putting it on more like a cardstock or a heavier paper of some kind. But yeah, that's a quick little day 9. I am behind now. I don't know, I might do day 10 and 11 on my own, and then just do a quick little show you video so that you can see what I did for day 10 and 11. But until next time, again, thank you for all of you that have stopped by and left such lovely, kind comments and subscribed. I really appreciate it. Until next time, have a lovely, crafty day. Bye.